Welcome, Twin Flames. Welcome, Star Seeds. Welcome, Light Workers. However you identify as the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine, the truth is that you are created with a twin flame, a divine complement, and that is a very beautiful thing and something to certainly be celebrated in this new year 2022. And it's a lot of twin flame numbers there going on, a lot of twos. So union, the union and romance is in the air. And especially with Jupiter moving into Pisces and a lot of that spiritual energy, and really wanting to go deeper with that perhaps. And so, I really wanted to dive into some of that energy for this reading. And did I say I'm Aldyn? I'm the Twin Flame Psychic. Maybe you've seen some of my videos before. Maybe this is your first time here. So either way, yeah, welcome. And let's get started with the reading. I feel like, just getting started pulling some cards. And so we're going to start out with a message from the Divine Masculine. And if you're watching this as the Divine Masculine, see how it resonates for you. Okay, so this is one of my favorite decks. It is the Crystal Angel deck. I know that's showing up on the screen the right way. I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's backwards, but I know it's going to be good for the recording, so we're good here. And I am shuffling these cards, getting them freshly shuffled. And, this is just a general message here. So, Emerald. Okay, so ceremonies and celebrations. It's a time of important life passages such as weddings, birthdays, graduations, or anniversaries. Emerald, I always think of the Emerald City in The Wizard of Oz or other Oz books and movies, like Return to Oz is one of my all-time favorites. But, it's really that restoration. So there's some kind of restoration going on in your union, and that also might be playing out in some kind of passage in your life. It might be inner work. It might be a challenge, a block that you've really worked through that now is able to somehow manifest in your outer reality. It might be something that's, really what I want to say, like a quantitative milestone, something that you really are receiving some kind of recognition for on the outside. But just know either way that God always sees what you're doing. The divine spirit always sees what you're doing. And so there is like a celebration to be had, and maybe you want to do some kind of ceremony for yourself, whatever that means to you. It doesn't need to be anything in particular. Maybe you have, certain go-to ideas, but like celebrate yourself is really what I'm saying. Celebrate the divine in you. And speaking of the divine, there's a really super duper amazing healing workshop that just came out from Jeff and Shalia, and that is Romance in Sedona is what it's called, I believe. And it's just, I was there. It's really amazing, very powerful. Like the vibration that it's going to basically like give to you and to your union is incredible. So if you want, you can check that out. There is a link below for that, twinflamesuniverse.com. And I really wanted to mention that because it's like so incredibly worth it. So you might really, really want to do that for your January. It's up to you. I can't wait to rewatch it. So, Kyanite, make time for self-care. Yeah, and I mean, this goes right along even with what I was just talking about, investing in yourself. My cat is like, moving around now. It's funny. And yeah, take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is essential right now. Well, like the Divine Masculine is saying to the Divine Feminine, hey, like, expand into what feels good to you. Really be honest with what feels good to you. Sometimes we want something to feel good, like, a certain kind of food that we think we're supposed to eat, or even resting when you don't want to rest, or not resting when you actually do want to. So taking time for self-care also means taking time to listen to yourself and then to act on what you receive from that communication. Now, speaking of communication, Mercury is going retrograde 1 month before February 14th. We all know what that is, Valentine's Day. So Mercury is going retrograde on January 14th, I believe. And like I checked the dates, they're in my mind now. And Mercury always goes retrograde for about 3 weeks, okay? And you might be aware of this, or maybe you think Mercury is always retrograde, and either way, well, it goes retrograde fairly frequently, but not all the time. And it's not something that you need to know necessarily, but I find it helpful to know, and I find it helpful for clearing communication blocks, so I wanted to share that with you, because it can be a really good time to go within and spend some extra attention listening to yourself and to the twin flame within you, to your twin flame within, basically, like in your heart space, and really like working through any upsets that are coming up that maybe were a little less obvious before. You might find more nuances and things that you're upset about, either from the past, and it can also be people from the past that you were in relationships with that were not your twin flame, romantic relationships, just coming up to the surface to be healed through and released, and that will help clear the way for healthy communication between you and your twin flame, help clear some blocks there. So I want to pull another card for Mercury retrograde from the Divine Masculine, and this message is: socialize or join in, make healthy and supportive new friendships and connections by getting involved with a group of like-minded people, sodalites. Oops. So I got a nice like halo there. It's really like, I mean, look, the eyes are closed, like a lot of just peaceful energy. So being really present with your community, with whoever you're engaged with, just at any given time, even with your pets, with anything in your reality that you feel is alive. When I say feels alive, you know, if you feel like you have a relationship with your plants in your home or your crystals, really like actually engaging more and making everything feel social and connected, if you will also help you then feel more social and connected when you are joining in with other groups of people, you know, like whether it's like feels like your soul tribe or new connections, and also whatever role you play within that as well, whether you are more of the leader when you're socializing and joining in, or maybe you're kind of a new. Okay, Mercury retrograde can also, I think I cut out there for a second. So Mercury retrograde can also sometimes like make you question communication. I know I've spent longer in front of emails and things like that during Mercury retrograde and not sure why, and then I am like, okay, maybe it has to do with that, you know. So it's nice to be aware that you're, again, going deeper with refining communication, and the Divine Masculine is saying like, hey, just like, you know, be you, enjoy yourself, and it's okay. It's always okay if you do make a mistake to have compassion for yourself, or if you feel like it was a mistake, you know, just let it go, like keep moving on, but also be aware of what you did that feels bad, and be willing to feel through it completely instead of avoid how you felt about it, and love yourself there. And then you're fine, you know. You can even do that in the moment, being present with it when these things arise. So let's like do another deck. I also want to pull a card for the Divine Feminine. So let's do one from the Moonology deck, since that's so, you know, that's a lot of feminine energy with the moon. And also with the full moon in Cancer coming up, it's going to help with that as well. So let's take a look at the message from the Divine Feminine. The energy is gaining momentum. And look at the colors there. They're very pretty, very kind of inviting and warm. So yeah, the energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. It's really just like encouraging you along, right? It's just like go where the energy is taking you, and you don't need to try to go against it. And it's going to help you get clear when you are moving along with the energy versus when you are moving maybe, you know, just a little bit. You can kind of tell maybe you have to get a little bit kind of off course to really tell, but the sooner you can tell, the better, right? So that's the part of mastering your energy, because then you're not leaking your energy into things that you don't even want to do, that you don't even like, that aren't probably for you. But sometimes there's contrast so you can learn. So you're gaining momentum in the area that you are meant to gain momentum for your energy. And what that is going to do is then that's going to attract even more opportunities, more energy to you, and you are going to be more magnetic, including to your twin flame. So the energy is gaining momentum. So this is really encouraging from the Divine Feminine. And let's pull one more card here. You are good enough. Well, that's really nice too. Full moon in Virgo. Okay, so message from the Virgos. Right? Like, I feel like I like that. It's nice to think about these cards like that as well, because, you know, we all have all of the zodiac signs in our chart. And so you could look at it if you want to compare it to like a certain color or something like that, and how everything plays a role. But you can also transcend, like you really transcend into your being as you work through any lessons that are present. And this is saying you are good enough. You know, you're good enough to transcend anything that isn't of you, that isn't for you. This January, keep working on that, keep doing it, keep claiming it, keep claiming you're good. Don't be afraid to like say so in your reality. Don't be afraid of how others are perceiving you as well. It doesn't mean, you know, you don't need to go out of your way to do anything, you know, crazy, disruptive, of course, right? But like when you're a people pleaser, then you're also maybe not acting on being good enough. So it's not a bad thing to, you know, want to create a nice environment, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is loving yourself. And so it's always what is the most loving thing to do for yourself. And that actually automatically translates into the most loving thing to do all around you as well when you're in alignment. When you're maybe not quite in alignment somewhere, there's going to be something that's not like fully translating into loving yourself and what's going on in your outer reality. And that's okay. You just keep working through that, but you don't stop loving yourself, and you don't stop thinking that you are good enough, because you are. So it's very important. Simple message, yet very important. So let's, we're gonna end this reading with a Nature's Whispers card. You know, we're moving from Capricorn season into Aquarius season, and oh, got a little shake there. So it's Earth energy going into air energy. You know, groundedness going into like a universal truth. The more mystical kind of then going into the intellectual space and filling that up in a more like bird's eye perspective, if you will. So let's see what cards we have here. Ooh, very nice. Keep your dreams alive. Okay, so this is kind of for just this transition of energy that's happening right now. It's what, the 8th? So this is happening one to, like in between 1 and 2 weeks. But it's really just saying like keep your dreams alive in January and always, but really do focus on that right now and see how it can help you, how it can resonate for you. Have gratitude even for the dreams, you know, just for the desires, for the visions that you've been given, and let them grow like they're seeds, you know, like treat them like they're seeds. Seeds are very valuable because you can grow a lot of good stuff with seeds, okay? You know, you just have a plant, well then you just have one plant of something, and that's, you gotta, unless you have a succulent, and then you can make a bunch of others or something else that does that. But that's another topic. But basically, you know, like you have all of these seeds and you're nurturing them, and the right ones are going to sprout and come to fruition. So, you know, please keep them alive, right? This is the message for your union, whether you're the divine masculine or the divine feminine watching this. So that's going to conclude this reading. I'm so happy that you're able to join and receive this message for January for your twin flame ascension journey. And if you enjoyed this video, then consider sharing it, like, subscribe. It helps the logarithm. It is an easy way to put out into the world that, you know, you found this helpful and that you would like to share it with others. And it's a nice way to support my channel as well if you feel called to do so. And I just wish you all the best in January, all the love for your twin flame ascension journey, and for everything going on in your life, for your life purpose, for abundance and love. And I will see you again next time. Namaste. Take care. Bye-bye.